Okay. All right. So before we get to what I want to show you, which is for next week, before we do that, I have a bunch of important dates that I want to go over with you. So I'll put these up on the page as well, but a couple of dates that you want to be aware of. Okay. Number one, on Sunday, May 3rd at 11:59 p.m., that's going to be the deadline for the submission on Teams of the final draft for the IWA. Okay, and so that's going to be our due date for your edited copy of the IWA. Okay, and then that week, Tuesday the 5th, when we have our meeting or whatever, that'll be the day that we'll work on formatting. I'll walk you through like setting up the title page, putting in the running heads and the page numbers and all that. We'll do that on Tuesday the 5th of May. And then Thursday, the 7th of May, during our class meeting, that's the day that we'll upload into your online portfolio. So we'll do the sort of final upload of your IWA on the 7th of May, which is a Thursday, okay? So that's what's coming up with all of those due dates. Now with your IRRs, I will be releasing them all to you on May the 1st, okay? So on 5/1, I'll be releasing all of the IRRs to you. So they'll come out of that final uploaded piece where you'll be able to once again edit them and make changes, okay? You need to be finished with your editing by the 19th of May. So 5/19 is when you have to be done with any of your final drafts, final uploads, or anything for the IRR. And then we will upload those on the 21st of May. Okay, and then that'll be pretty much it. Okay, so we'll upload IRRs on the 21st of May. So you'll have 3 weeks to kind of work on tweaking and changing IRRs based on other things. So you do get some extra time with those as well. Okay, so that's what we're looking at in terms of important dates for things. What I want to, oh, hold on, Ryan Ball just got here. Let me let him in. There we go. Okay. So those are the important dates that we're looking at right now. So I'll pass those on to everybody else as well. I'll post those dates on the Teams page so that you can see them. What I want to look at right now is I want to explain to you what you're going to be doing next week. By the end of this week, you should have had 6 people peer edit your rough draft of your IWA. Okay, so you should by the end of this week have a decent amount of comments. Okay, hopefully about 6 sets of different peer edits for you to work with. Also, what I asked everybody, if you wouldn't mind doing, it makes it much easier for me when I'm checking everybody's work if I know whose paper you edited this week. So I put a little form on the Teams page. I know a couple of you saw it because a couple of you did it already. All I'm asking is if you just tell me whose paper you edited this week. That way, when I go through, I can find your comments a lot faster. It should take you like 15 seconds total to just type in the names of the students whose papers you edited. That way I can see it and I can go find them easier rather than going paper by paper by paper. So please just do that this week. And then I know whose papers to grade when I go through or what to give you credit for, okay? So with that in mind, I wanna talk today about what you're going to be doing next week, okay? So this is going to be your assignment for next week. So next week, since we're not editing papers, okay, next week you're going to have 2 tasks to complete. One of them is going to be this one that I'm going to talk about right now. The other one is simply going to be working on your own paper. So going back and starting to look at the peer comments that have been left for you and starting to make substantial changes to your own work, okay? So there's only gonna be two things next week, and one of them is simply working on your own essay. I don't wanna just give you work for the sake of doing work. I want it to be purposeful. So that's why that second assignment is just going to be only looking at your own work. Now, the first assignment that you're going to have to do, and I'm going to upload this afternoon onto the Teams page, so you'll be able to look at it, okay? But we want to start thinking about making sure and looking at that you have everything that you need in your essay, okay, and sort of setting up some kind of a flow to it. So what I have set up for you are 4 different patterns, 4 different organizational structures, 4 different patterns that you can use to sort of structure or to organize your report. Okay, the first one is an issues organizational chart. The second one is about perspectives. The third one is the claim counterclaim. I suspect most of you will probably fall into this third category. Okay, and then the fourth one, which is where a bunch of you will probably also fall into as well, is the alternating claims and counterclaims. So where you make one claim and then you immediately back it up with a counterclaim. Okay, so what your task is going to be, okay, you are going to choose one of these 4 formats. I don't care which one you choose, and please, for the love of God, do not do all 4, okay? Because if you're doing all 4, all you're doing is you're making more work for yourself, and you're really just outlining your paper 4 different times, just moving information around into different places. So it's very, very monumentally important that I clarify with you that you're going to pick one of these 4 formats. Okay, and then what you're going to do in the document with the other 3 is you're going to delete the 3 that you're not using. So whichever one you decide to use, pick that one. That's the one that you're going to fill in for your work. You're not going to do anything else with it. Okay, get rid of the other 3. And so what you're going to do, whichever one you pick, and like I said, I suspect most of you are doing either the 3rd or the 4th one, okay? Because if you're really looking to earn higher points and move to the top end of that rubric, you're going to want to be doing what you have in the 3rd and the 4th option. The first 2 are for kind of lower level papers, okay? If you're trying to be more sophisticated and you're really trying to earn those top level points, I suspect most of you are going to be working with claims and counterclaims, okay? This is just where I suspect most of you are going to fall, okay? And so all you're going to do, once you decide which of these 4 organizational patterns you're picking, all you're going to do is you're going to go into the graphic organizer, and like I said, you're going to delete the 3 that you're not using, and then you're simply going to just fill in the important information within each box, okay? So for this one right here, okay, you're going to tell me what you're doing for your introduction, how you're building context. Now, these boxes do not have to be in paragraph form. Okay, you can use phrases, bullet points, whatever. This is just an overview. Okay, and then tell me what your thesis is. Okay, and then you simply move through and fill in all of the information. So basically, what you'll do is you'll come up to this box, you'll delete what's in there, and you'll fill it in with your information. Okay, so you're going to tell me what your introduction is, how you're building context, and what your thesis is, for example, okay? Then you're gonna move down here, and again, you're gonna start with your claim, tell me which 2 sources you were using for your evidence, and then how you're using your own commentary. And again, these are not in paragraph form, okay? Now, you can, it's when you start writing in here, what's going to happen is like stuff that you're going to write, like as you can see, I'm typing right now and you can't see it, okay? That's okay, because when I go to grade it, right, what I can do is I can make these boxes bigger, okay? And then I can see everything that's in there. So like if I do that right now, right, I'm gonna run out of room, okay? That's okay, you can continue typing, okay? It's still there, but I'll be able to see everything, okay? So don't worry about that. Let me get rid of all that. So just type directly into the boxes, okay? And I promise everything is there. Now I have all these Ks that I wrote in there as an example. Okay, but you get the idea. So that's what you have to do. So you only have to pick one of these 4. Don't go crazy trying to do all 4. If you do all 4, you're simply going to find that you're repeating the same thing over and over again, and that's not worth our time, okay? So just pick any one of the 4 that you want, okay? Now, a couple of quick points, like especially with this one, okay? You can absolutely reverse the order here, okay, with the counterclaim and the claim. Okay, if you want to discuss your claims before you do your counterclaims, that's totally fine. That makes sense. Okay, same thing. Okay, same kind of thing over here too. Okay, you can absolutely reverse the order. Okay, you know, do this however you want to. Okay, but it's totally okay if you want to do claim counterclaim instead of the other way around. Okay, but these last two formats, I think for you guys, especially the 5 of you that are in this room right now, I think for you guys who are all striving for higher level scores to begin with, I think for you guys, you're going to want to do one of these last two, because those are going to be the more sophisticated ones that are going to get you to those higher points on this rubric. Okay. All right. So let me come back, and we can now, if there are questions or anything, I can address any questions anybody has about anything. Now is the time to ask. David and Ryan, I know you guys jumped in late, and that's okay. You missed a whole bunch of important dates. I'm going to post them up on the page in a little while. So just make sure that you check out all of those important upcoming dates, okay? Okay. So questions that people have. Any of you guys have any questions for me today about anything at all? Editing, IWAs, anything, other AP exams?
I'll ask a question, yeah.
Go ahead, Milo.
So with the paper that you're showing us with the 4 separate rubrics to sort it out,
Yep.
are those due on next Friday?
Those we do next Sunday, which
Next Sunday,
is the 26th, okay? So those will be due on Sunday, the 26th. Okay, so this is next week's assignment that I was just explaining to everybody. I'm going to post it up on the page today in case anybody wants to get started early, but that's for next week. Okay. Other questions?
So have they told you anything about, like, you know how for some of them the tests they say we could like upload a picture of our work?
Mm-hmm.
So do you know if there's a way for us to like have the test open on the computer but take the picture on our phone?
Yes. Okay, so what's going to happen? So there's a couple of different ways that you can do this, because some people are going to be more comfortable using the taking a picture of it and uploading it that way. What I don't know is if you'll be able to be logged in on your computer and then have it on your phone as well. What they did tell us last night is that you need to start logging into the computer 30 minutes before your test begins, because there is a security check that they're going to make you go through, okay? And so they recommend that you begin logging in 30 minutes before the test. So for example, if your test is supposed to start at 2 o'clock, like my AP Worlds test is, they all need to start logging in at 1:30. One of the things that they're going to make you do for any of the tests that have a writing component, so probably not for like AP Calc, but like for your AP US History or your AP Lang, one of the things that they're going to make you do is they're going to make you complete a brief writing sample as part of the security test. That's so that they get an idea of how you write, what your writing patterns are, what your writing looks like, so that they can use that to compare your answer on the actual exam to make sure that it's not somebody completely different sitting down to type. So they have mentioned that there will be a brief writing sample as part of the security check. Now, to answer your question, can you have a window open on the computer and have your phone logged in? I don't know if that's going to be allowed yet. At the end of this month, actually on April 27th, we have another webinar where they're going to show us what the testing platform looks like. So I'll be able to get a specific answer for you on that day if you can have, if you can be logged in twice. I would suspect probably not, like you're going to have to log into one or the other. But one of the things that they did say, and this is not going to help all of you, unfortunately, it's going to help some of you, is you are able to, if you have the capability, you are able to print the prompt and the documents, okay? So If you log in and you're ready to go at 1 o'clock and the very first thing that you do is click print, okay, you will then have a paper copy of the prompt and the documents, which means you can mark them and make notes the way that you've done it all year. Now, I don't know, I mean, it really sucks for the people that don't have access to a printer, okay, because they're not going to be able to do that. But if you do have that capability, that is certainly an advantage, you know, that you'll have over others, because you can print it out and you can mark it the way that we've always taught you to make notes and things. You can also have another browser window open. Okay, there's, you know, they've already said, like, if you want to waste your time going onto Google, you know, and trying to look things up, there's nothing that they can do to stop you from that, other than the fact that you only have 45 minutes. So that's probably going to limit you. Okay, you can use your textbook, you can use your notes. You know, one of the things, like for your history ones, that I would say is, obviously, like, your notes are not going to help you so much with the prompt itself, but if you need to find something for context, or you need to find something for outside evidence, and you're like, wait a minute, I remember something from my notes. Obviously, you can go pull out your notes and you can find that context and find that outside evidence. You know, I just would not spend the whole time, you know, flipping through your notes, and then suddenly the timer gets to the last 5 minutes when it turns red and you've written 2 sentences, okay, because then you're in trouble. You will have 45 full minutes to write your answers. Okay, and then there is a 5-minute upload period. So you'll have a full 45 minutes to write. And then what he said is the clock will turn red and it will start to count down from 5. Those last 5 minutes are for you to upload. Okay, so they give you a full five minutes to make sure that you can go through the submission process. Okay, they also said, as long as you click submit before the time runs out, your submission will be in the queue and it will go through. Okay, so as long as you click that submit button before the timer runs out, you know, that's clicking submit essentially reserves your spot in line. Okay, so that you can get it submitted. So don't panic if you click submit and then, like, the little arrow is just spinning and spinning and spinning beyond the 5 minutes. Once you click submit, you are in the queue, and the server will still pull it in, okay? And it will show that you submitted it on time. The other thing that they said is that, God forbid you have some kind of a technical issue, like the battery on your phone dies in the middle of the exam, or you're taking the test and, like, the smoke alarm goes off in your house or something, okay? Or whatever other, you know, possibility there could be, like the power goes out, okay? There is a makeup exam on June 4th. So if you have a technical issue and you can't finish the test on the 21st of May, maybe you're taking the test and, like, you know, your sister's screaming in the next room and you can't concentrate or something, okay? There is a makeup exam that you can register for. I believe it's on June 4th. Obviously, it's a different prompt, it's a different question, but you can take a makeup exam on a different date, okay? And that's true for all of the exams, okay? For our class, for AP seminar, obviously we don't have an exam on an exam day. We are just submitting files, okay? Other questions about AP exams or about anything at all while we're here? No? Okay. Yes, David, go ahead.
So if we're doing the AP exam and we have the prompt, can we print that before the test starts, or?
No, because you won't see the prompt until whatever time the test starts. If the test starts at 2, it won't pop up on your screen until exactly 2 o'clock. Okay, so you can't print it ahead of time. You won't know what it is until the actual time that the test begins, which is why I recommend, if you have a printer, as soon as the test starts, like, the very first thing that you do is click, you know, print, and just get it printed out right away. Okay. Other questions? Okay, and I'll have more information for you about exams for all of your classes after the 27th. We have another meeting on the 27th where I'll be able to see exactly what the testing apparatus is going to look like. So I'll be able to kind of walk you through exactly what you're going to see as you log in that day, just in case some of your other teachers are not doing that for you. Okay. All right. Any other questions? All right, then I will let you guys go. Like I said, I'll be online this afternoon until 4. So if you have any other questions, I'm going to upload the graphic organizers today so that you have access to them. But they are not due until next Sunday, the 26th. It's not this Sunday, it's next Sunday. Okay? All right, have a wonderful day, everybody. And I will see you all later. Goodbye.
Adios.
Adios.